Hello and welcome. Right now, this is me. I was so close to literally. I've looked at FS22. I went back to FS22. I was looking at other games, Stationeers. It's really, and I thought, as bad as things are with FS25, and they are, it is the very worst game that Giants have ever done. It is beautiful. There is no denying this. I'm not happy, but I thought, well, what are you going to do? So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm carrying on with FS25, carrying on with the modding, and carrying on with the content creation. But I'm not carrying on as I was. No, I've sort of been. I realise in a way you sort of look into your own psyche as you sort of like look back at like what you've been doing for the last sort of few months, and you realise that you weren't really happy to do things as you were anyway, and you've been trying to like find your own way. And I've always been completely different to everybody else, never done things the same as everybody else, because I don't really want to. I'm me. I don't want to like do what everyone else. But trouble is, you don't always necessarily do well for going against the norm, and that is definitely true. It is. My channel's never really grown an awful lot, and I think that's because I'm just me. Yeah, I am. I'm frequently say that I'm Marmite. It's definitely true, but I thought, well, you've still got to stay true to who you are, and I'm on this map because it's where it all started, really, in FS25, that is. It's a Giants game. It's nice to see that one thing that is better, the grass and everything, this used to break up. You'd sort of highlighted this, even on my second run, you would look at the grass and it would break up. So Giants have improved some things. Whatever used to break on this sort of like map, all of their maps were all tarnished. And it was only when I went on Frontier that I realised, well, actually, that was okay. Yeah, so it was definitely something that they did on their maps in the early days in FS25. So what am I going to do? I'm going to release this as a news item. All of the content that I've already done, I'm going to release, as in like, I'm just going to carry on doing those. And I've got a lot of sessions recorded of like quite a few maps. But going forwards, this, I think, is going to be the new format. I would like to hear from yourselves to see what you think about this. But also, I realised that in my own way, I would be stepping away from the game if I didn't do this. I would. It's sort of like come to this where you've got to stay true to yourself. And I was so close. I was sort of having an inner debate on what I was going to do, seriously looking at other games, even debating on whether or not to go back to FS22, and I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not. So, just checking me sound. It's all right. I hate this, but there's so many. Yeah, no, we're good. We are good. Fantastic. Yeah. So, what is the start going to be? Well, I've been sort of pioneering something already. Working with the new system. Now you can see I've got 0 cash, and that's it. Farming Simulator is an open-ended world per se, and we've got like new farmer start from scratch, and farm manager, and they are brilliant, they are, but they're not real. What I mean is, we all sort of starting off with nada, nothing. I mean, yes, okay, your parents might leave you $1 million, or you might be lucky in that way, and so this could be subject to like me not always doing this exactly the same, because that could also get a little bit boring. We may well play a farmer that has occasionally got money, because otherwise, like, well, again, I would always love to hear from yourself on what you think we should do. But bottom line is, this is the new. I'm trying to think of a name. Like extreme, hardcore, FS25, real life. Because that's what we're sort of talking about doing. That we've got to use Farming Simulator however we like. But I want to set a certain amount of rules to this as the game develops, based upon what I have been doing over the past sort of few months, where I've started to pioneer this new start that nobody else has done. That is based upon the game itself. You know, like the strengths and weaknesses of the game, and you using your knowledge of the game to start from zero on hard economy. Yeah, I mean settings. Let's start from there, just so as you can see, this is what we would expect. So all my Let's Plays, I am literally down in tools from this point, which I apologise for. But it was this all like I go, you know what I mean? It really is that bad. So I believe we got to be on dollars. Right, so we want, yeah. No, it's mainly game settings. There's something I want on that, but I always forget. So seasonal growth, yes. Yeah, 1 day months, 3 day seasons, 12 months in the year. My standard settings, this makes no difference at the minute. So we may as well switch it on at the beginning. I will put that to slow. I will. Fuel usage normal. Don't want any of these on at all. I mean, anybody who's watched the channel will know. I mean, again, I do approach this as a game. It's not a story, but it is a story because we actually, you know, make the story. But what I mean is, I'm not a storyteller. I'm not Mr. Silly P. Definitely not. He is a very, very good content creator. Right, so let's also save the game as a baseline. So we've got no money at all. Our prospects, well, they are very bad. Did I show you hard economy? Did I? That's yeah, no, we are on hard. Just so as you know, there is no handout. This is on a normal, like an economy, where it would be, as Giants would say, in real life. There's no handouts. I haven't got anything. We've got to use the contract system to start. So this is the new thing. I'm not going to do contracts forever because I'm not a massive fan. But the bottom line is, it's the only way for someone like me to actually work all my life. Seriously, that's it? Got spraying. Oh, well, you can't do spraying because we've got no money. So that's out straight away. Wood transport. Well, it looks like we've got a choice of this, this, or this. So, yeah, so this is a bit of a shame, really. But hey-ho. Oh, no. Do we needed to borrow the items? Yeah, we do. Are you going to, like, charge me a minus? Ooh. Okay. Well, we can't do that anyway, so we need to refresh the contracts. Oh, no. I said refresh X. Do you know what? I don't get it. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even listen. Right. Okay, so, yeah, refresh contracts X. And it was... Right, so we have got new ones. Right, okay. No, I'm not sure if these are working, but I'm not really sure if anything. So we want to borrow items. Let's hit that so that nothing bad happens. 6,711. Right, so then I am going to go into a time lapse for the actual contract side of things. So let's go to... So yeah, we'll allow tabbing. We're going to play. It is a game. Oh, we don't want automatic engine start on as well. I hate that with a passion. So settings. Always. This is the one that always catches me out. I never can find it, and it's never moved. So, traffic, snow, vehicle. Here we go. Automatic engine start. I mean, I say it's really weird because it's not like it changes. It's in the same position. I've got like a mental aberration for finding it. It's definitely true. Right, so then let's go into this time lapse. And let's get started on this contract. So we can't even use follow me because... So really, I think we ought to get this on the field first. And whereabouts are we actually? No doubt the very furthest corners of the map. Oh, not too far actually. No, right, okay, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals. I will explain the rules as we go. Do I? No, we're on 0.5. Yeah, so obviously, no, yeah, really, we are on the journey. It's as simple as that. We will obviously use any element of the game once we get started to actually make money, but all legitimate. No cheating. No, I've not really got a secret stash of like money hidden away that I'm going to find. Collectibles. It's true, actually. I'm not sure if that. No, there are collectibles, aren't there, on this map? Yeah, no, there are. I know where there's one. Yeah, I do. That was on the original farm. So, no, is this away, isn't it? Is it? I've lost all sense of direction. That's... Yeah, I was going to say, no, we're not right. We need to take a right and a left. Now, I'm trying new graphic settings as well, so these are like ultimate settings, so I'm hoping that these are okay on my very first recording with these settings, so we need to be taking a left. Yeah, so bottom line is, the settings are as they are, and we will sort of go through as we go with what the settings are, but I won't disappoint, and I won't, you know, like, yeah, there's no, it is hardcore, there is no... It's no easy get out. It is like real life. It is simple as that. So yeah, let's and we'll see you guys and gals on the other side. set other rules. Yeah, unlike my normal series where we have a telehandler at the store, it's got to be extreme. It's got to be like you stand on your own 2 feet. There is no, so it's going to add another element of difficultness because there's going to be no telehandler at the store. It's just you. Now, of course, in time, there will come a stage where we've done the bit where it really is difficult, and then we might buy a telehandler, because the challenge of getting over this initial bit where it would make a difference you having a telehandler, where you could use that to your advantage. When that's gone and you sort of have got a bit of money, then at that point and that point only will we buy a telehandler for the store. So it is going to be sort of modular, where when you've got, like reached a certain amount of, certain sort of bit where that particular element is overcome. Again, I've sort of fine-tuned this a little bit already. Right, so where are we going? Yeah, let's have a look. Where is this being taken to? We should be able to see on the map, shouldn't we? Yes, over here. Fair Road Trek. So straight ahead and then turn right and then turn left on the very edge of the map. Right, so then let's take this and get cracking. It's amazing. This was one of my fields when I was playing my last Riverbend Springs. It was. It's nice to see the grass is now working properly. It is. Still notice there's a few little glitches with the game. Oh, we have an incident. Yeah, the weird sort of things. I noticed this on GM Gaming's map as well, and not just his. I'm not highlighting his map, but I noticed it on his map. So it was nothing to do with his map at all. But like the drawing of fences, they literally again, I would imagine it's always done it, but the game engine in FS22 and FS19 could cope with. You couldn't see it. It was that fast, them drawing, like it's doing it now on the right hand side. Very briefly, there was things being drawn. You can see little artifacts. That's not the graphics card. It is the game engine drawing things so slowly that you actually see it with your naked eye. Now, in past iterations, I'm sure it was done the same, but because the game engine was lighter, because the graphics are so heavy in this and it's so intensive, you can see it for a fraction of a second. That's not good, not really, but it is the game as it is at present, which is sort of why I was so close to walking. I was like, it's just really, but I can't really imagine a world without, my personal world without this, if you know what I mean. As in, I'm looking at these other things and I'm like, this Station is a tough game. Right, so where are we actually heading? A little bit further, yeah. So I've decided to stick with the thing that I know and love, and I do love the game. It is and this is what I'm talking about, yeah, these drawing elements, that it's so slow that the human eye can actually detect it, which, see the odd things being drawn in the distance as you're approaching. It's bad, it really is. You shouldn't see it. Right, so then let's indicate left. And we will stop, we'll be good. Right, that's it, we stopped. We did. It is not an easy feat for something like this that takes a bit of steam to get going. Yeah, so it's liberating. We've literally... Now, obviously, the one thing I'm going to say, if the game cheats us, and we really did complete... I had this on one of the other maps, where you complete the contract and the game glitches and you don't get it, then we're going to pay ourselves. If we get robbed blind, I'd imagine it's here. It does sort of like look like that. The fact that we're not being paid for it really does mean that actually, yeah, we really have. Fantastic. So we earn a bit of a cash as well. Brilliant. That is very good news. So let's pull that contract in. Yeah, so we really are standing on our own 2 feet. There is no other thing that we've got. So what have we got? When all is finished, $9,266. Not too terrible, really, all things considered. Can't remember on this what the collectibles look like. I know they weren't easy to find that much. I think I only ever found the one because I don't really particularly like look for them. I mean, like now I am looking for them. What I mean is, I'm not going out my way. You know, if I bumped into one, then I would. So then, yeah, this... No, yeah, we probably will. So this is... So there's nothing at all we could afford. And if there was, what could we do with it? Because we've got no way of selling anything, really. Or we could afford that. But what I mean is, how do I move it? How do I, like, sell that and drag that across? Oh, the Agricola as well. That's typical. And the Trans 70. Some of my favourite items at all, and we've got them, and we can do nothing about it. It's true. Right, so then we are in this where we have got contracts, and that's all we've got. There's nothing else that we can do, and we're on our own 2 feet. So fertilising again, we have now got cash. So we can fertilise, but we still need to borrow things. Spraying, we could even spray, but let's be honest, it's not exactly a lucrative comment. Comment? A lucrative contract. Yeah, hoeing, deadwood. Not sure about deadwood. No, I mean, it's a long time. So, fertilising. 3516 released. You see, you get 2,000, and you've got to put your own fertilizer as well. Seems a little bit. We could do 2 though, couldn't we? Really, we could like grab that one, and then grab that one with that sort of with this equipment and do the 2. That's not a bad one. So that's definitely the borrow items one, but also. Then we want to do that one too, where we don't want to borrow the items, or we just want to accept. Fantastic. So then let's see. We will allow tabbing in this situation. I mean, I don't want to walk across the map. That seems a little bit unfair. Oh, okay. Well, that goes to show how often I do contracts. You actually get the fertilizer. Well, that's different. Wow. Okay. It's definitely... Yeah. That's actually fair. Wow. So is one of these for each? I bet it is. So you get 1,000 litres per contract. I like it. I do like my fertiliser contracts. I always did. Right, so where are we actually going? If we look on the big map, we should have 2. And, of course, they're going to be in that typical talk about on the opposite ends of the... We're actually facing one. So one of them is literally over this way. So let's get cracking. Let's go straight into that time lapse. And, yeah. Well, at least it's a reasonably fast tractor. One of my favourites. Well, the other thing I'm going to say is the other stipulation is we can only go for things that are either in the sales, or if we want to buy, it's got to be the used equipment mod that we go with. You have no choice to buy anything that's not in the sales other than using the used equipment mod. That is the choice you've got. It is real life, and we're making this stringent and tough. It is an extreme challenge. It really is. The most extreme that I've ever done. But also, that's not so terrible that it's not doable. I don't want it to be so arduous. It's got to be, reasonable as well. So it is difficult, but it's not so odious that it's hard to watch. I don't want it like that. I want it to be balanced. Now, that is true. Yeah, no, we are passing that. Yeah, I was just thinking. Passing the farm where the only collectible I know is on the map. Can I remember where it is? I think I can. Yeah, so I'm not going out of my way. It's only knowledge. I'm not going to ever scour the internet for, where they all are, because then there's no challenge in that. But I do know where this one is. At least I used to. Which is right where that building is. So let's go and have a look. I think it is that one. I'm sure. Was it not that one? No, I'm sure it's this little shed here. I'm not sure if you're allowed to get it if you don't own it. I can't remember. I don't know. All I know is I found it. And it was in the shed, I'm sure. Ah, there it is. It's out there, isn't it? The steam engine-y thing. Right, now that does give us a bit of a leg up. Not a lot, but it does give us a little. Right, so then, 19,266 is the only one that I remember where it is. I don't think you'll find you're going to get anywhere this away. Well, you might be wrong. You might be wrong. Because I used to be down here, remember? Ooh. Yeah, still nerfed the steering. Yeah. It is beautiful, it is. It's a pleasure to be back on the map. Yeah, even though it was so glitchy in the early days, this is now, really the sunlight, the shadows, the level of detail. That's one thing it did sort of highlight to me. I went back to FS25 and I was like, seriously, I was thinking, there's no more content. It's sort of like a dead universe. It really, you've got to move on it, whether you want to or not. You've just got to. So is it? No, not that one. No, it's not. It's this next left here where you get onto the main road. I think. Yeah. Then be careful. Right, so how do we get back up to... here we go. Right, so then that's used to be my field as well. Well, lots of ours fields when we did this. That's the new farmer start, right back in the beginning. Right, I think time-lapse time, yes. Say my word, let's get this done. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Now I'm thinking this means the game knows you're using, which is, it's not cheating, but the game, if it sees it as cheating, then it sees it as cheating. So bottom line is you can't actually do it, which you used to be able to do, obviously. And I've not done contracts in a long time. So if we collect that one, we're now left with a dilemma, aren't we, really? Because, yeah. Hang on a minute. So this is the equipment for this one then. So really, we didn't cheat. The game's cheated us. Yeah, because we've basically done the contract. This is confusing. It is. What I mean is your contract vehicle would have disappeared if it was that. Yeah, so it really is broken. That's right. Okay, because what I'm saying is the vehicle would have like gone too. So it has. It's already, as I've found in the another one as well. Bottom line is, we can't do it. Zero. Oh, hang on. That's just. It's got a bit of green on it. So is it? Is it that you did less than 1%? What I mean is, have we been a bit previous? No. It takes seconds on it to get 1%. So it's gone wrong. It has. Because what I mean is, this vehicle is for this contract, or else if it was the other one, it would have disappeared. This we all know. So bottom line is, it has robbed us. So a reward is 3,516 less. Less what? Well, yeah, because you're not like, yeah. Now we're going to not have this because this is not fair. Yeah, so minus 841, I believe, is what it's going to wallop as well. So let's give ourselves that back. That's not fair. So 841 positive. 841. Right, smashing. So that with square, because it was bugged, and I mean this is an old established Giants map. So 22,610. As soon as we can get our contracts, the better. This is the only pitfall when you're relying on a game that's broken. Really, is the fact that you're gonna get weird things carry on. So right, let's crack on then. Let's have a look. Well, that is odd. Oh, we still not put the time up. My bad. Apologies. Oh. Right, so I'm confused. No, we are right, aren't we? Yeah, we were just finished our contracts that got robbed. I remember now. So harvesting would bring a lot, but it's going to take a while. Wood transport, you've got to load it, which is obviously the real problem. And they're not going to give you nice loaders where you've got a nice way to do it. I can't imagine. Let's have a go, though. Let's do something a little bit different. Yeah, so where do we need... Oh, look at them. Why is it that you always... Why do Giants always do this? It's always like ultimate... You know, can you get any further away from the edge of the map? Okay, let's borrow items. Gordon Bennett. Yeah, okay, let's go and... Yeah, let's... Oh, my life, and it's one of... Oh, no. Oh, well. Great. We're talking real cranes here, aren't we? Oh, no. Okay, well. So we're going over right to the very far edge of the map. Okay, let's time-lapse this. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. jaws still lock up. Even ever since FS19, I hated these. This is one reason why I stopped logging. The stress these cause are just ridiculous because they get jammed. Like you're doing you know how to do the jaw release, and yet they're not releasing the jaws, and then you've got to like pull up and it makes a right mess. I've released the jaws fully, but they're jammed on the logs. Yeah, now you can see them trying every now and again to let go, but they're not listening. And you can see the weird glitching that goes on. And this is why this again sort of emphasizes, really, I'm still not sure whether I should leave the game. This sort of emphasizes to me just how rammily and bad the game has got, that there's been no improvement since FS19, and that this is offered as something we should do to earn cash. Do you know, we're going to not... Yeah, we're going to cancel it. I can do it, as I proved, but it's taken way too long. So we're going to give ourselves that back. That's ridiculous. So 640, and we're not going to ever do that again. Ever. Period, because it's not got any better. I've tried FS19, left crane so well alone, really did, because of this very reason. Can you grab the wood? It would be a small consolation to the fact that I would imagine not, but you never know. Sometimes the game does glitch, so let's collect. I know they'll disappear in a minute. We're not collected. That's just so terrible. Seriously. I mean, what's going well? But I mean, don't get me wrong, it's taken me about 20 minutes to do those few logs real time. I mean, obviously you're going to see it time lapse, but I've got to be honest, that's just ridiculous. Only one fertilizer typically. Mowing is a quick job, but then doesn't give you very much spraying. Now, does this give you... Let's borrow items. If this is like the other fertilizer one, then yeah, I mean this is good. The fact that you actually get the fertilizer, and this is going to be a pleasure. It is. Now, yeah, this one I'm going to enjoy using this beautiful beast. Definitely. So, of course, we're going to go a long way away, because you do, don't you? It's insistent. Never do you get a field ever that's like right next to you. Ever. That would be just like unrealistic to expect such a thing, that you could possibly get something right next to you. I always used to... I did think... When I first played on Riverview... was it Riverview? No, it was Riverview. By Cavalier Roy. I thought he was a sadist, but he doesn't control where the game is giants. He doesn't control like where, but it was like you would get. I got one contract after doing one that's certainly right the way across the map and thinking, "Oh my life, this is terrible." You know, like, can I please? I picked a contract and thought, "Oh God," because I just finished at the BGA with this silage contract. So we need to be taking a right and then a right. Yeah, and it gave me another one of the same contract, which I like grass contracts. Well, the old grass contracts anyway, you did everything. So I took the contract right next to the BJ. I thought, oh, brilliant. This is, wow, this is amazing. I've not ever seen one that's this close to, well, it wasn't really. It was right next to the BJ, but it was... to the animal dealers that on the other side of the map, so it was just as bad. It was as far-flung area of the map as possible, and I'm like, oh my life, seriously, can you see all the flickering there, all of the poles being drawn? Just seriously, that's just... Whoa, everything's so horrible. Yeah, things being drawn as you're coming to them. In what way is that good? Yeah, I suppose this is a poor choice of map for this particular thing because it's got so many draw things. Yeah, I mean, in a way, it sort of makes. Am I going the right way? No, yeah, I am. Yeah, we take it the next right. It is bad when the game engine is done that it's flawed from the very beginning and there's no way out because your game engine's the thing. I mean, obviously as a gamer and as a IT as well, I obviously know an awful lot about software. Not a programmer. I hate it. But that doesn't mean to say I don't know what it entails. It means I just hate programming. I can program, just don't like to. It's not my area of expertise, or it's not. It's an area that when I did program, that I recognised that I never ever wanted to be a programmer because I hate it. Whereas dabbling with equipment, dabbling with taking laptops to pieces and that type of thing, now that I love. Yeah, and I recognise that we've all got areas that we do and do not like, and that I definitely was not, didn't like programming. No, we're not far off, so we could take a right here, but then again we could go straight on. So these brakes are a bit... Oh, apologies, but it was either that or take out the car that suddenly arrived on top of me. I thought it was better to knock the sign over. Right, so then it's indicate, and I'm going to have a bit of fun with this. Right, so I'm going to say my words all my life. It's just so horrible, the steering. There's just, in a way, there's so much negatives, and I always wanted to be cheerful, and I find myself in editing, I think, you're moaning. I thought, yeah, I am. I agree, I am moaning all the time, but I'm moaning all the time. I've really not really got a choice. There's nothing at all to find. I mean, I enjoy this. I do enjoy doing the, now be careful, go right to the edge, because you might well find that I don't finish the contract if I don't get the very edges. Yeah, I mean, this is another thing. I mean, we've seen that they're buggy, because with the fertilizer contract, we were definitely on the right contract because we'd still got the equipment that we'd got, and the game doesn't make that kind of mistake. So it does still allow you to use equipment on another contract, because obviously we'd done the first contract with the contract equipment from the second contract. We didn't collect to begin with because I know that used to cause issues, and then obviously when we were left with the problem, I thought, wow, that's a long time to switch off. I thought, well, you've got nothing to lose, really. And obviously it did also prove that the contract equipment was for that one that we actually had. So, I mean, there are some things that are better. This, that you've got you've got the spray for the... that is really a step in the right direction, if you ask me. Whereas before it really was quite awful. It is still a big field, which of course you'd expect, really, to be able to get something like the Condor Endurance. You wouldn't expect it to be a little field, would you, really? But it is much of a muchness. If you'd got a tiny little field, you'd get the little... is it 21 metre? Yeah, we seem to get the Xylon that we had in the fertilising contract, which wouldn't surprise me. It is the perfect vehicle for that kind of job, and for this on a small scale as well, with the beautiful little set the Giants did do. As I say, I do straight away go into the right mode. If I'm talking positively, I will talk positively. I won't, but there is so very little to be positive about in the game, because it doesn't take you looking very far or seeing glitches or seeing things being drawn because the engine's too heavy. And it's just, there's, it's... yeah, I mean, I literally built another computer to play this, because my gaming laptop, which has got one of the best graphics cards of its generation, it's still the best generation for a gaming laptop that you get, other than those just coming out now, which obviously cost mega amounts. But it was that good. But it was flooring it. I was getting artifacts. It was drawing artifacts, and I was like, what is this? And it was like 99%. So it was struggling to do the recording due to the fact that the graphics was so heavy for it that it, and I'm like, I'm not burning out my, like this perfectly good laptop. You've got two choices. You either build, like get another graphics card for your gaming desktop, or you give up the game and recording because it's just too heavy. And I thought, well, again, the thought of like giving this up, I really enjoy it. It's my hobby, so, but I've got to be, I thought we started at the top, didn't we? I can't see any weeds though, so I would say that the fact these are scorched would say that we've already done it. Yeah, that's, I can see green there. That's going to be tricky. It is. Yeah, I can see the green though. Luckily, of the. Not sure if we're going to need to like buy another thing of this. So I'm not sure how generous they are. Yeah, let's just try and get in as much as we can to get this right. Yeah, so it's my alarm's going to go off on my. I'm going to have to stop in a minute just to grab my... In fact, let's just stop now. Let me just grab my alarm. Because this has taken way longer than I actually thought. Oh, and of course it's coasting, so now I'm going to like have to catch that up again. Yeah, it is. I'm still... I mean, the one that I was... The Stationeers game, again, it is farming, but it's... I mean, when it says that, it's... It reminds me of another game that I've already got that I liked, but just wasn't really me. Like, what's it called? It's a massive game, and it's very similar. The Rocketeers one, in a way, I think is. Although no, it was started in 2017, so it is its own project. But there is a bit of. No, then that's. Yeah, there's a bit of farming in it, but when I read it, it's more engineering than it is. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the physics on this, so I would fit right at home and enjoy that an awful lot. But it is. I'm not sure about the. I think it's done as a game with a very steep learning curve, like Farm Simulator. And this again is. Oh, I'm missing a bit in the middle. Let's see it. Yeah, this as a game has not. I don't think as much as it used to. It really did have a very, very steep learning curve when I came into FS19, and I think that's why Giants tried to make it a little less than it is. Than it. Yeah, it's now I think appeals to a lot of people, and not necessarily. Is it? Oh no, there is still some more green there. Yeah, there is an awful lot. Wow, I've made a right mess of this. So luckily we can look at the weeding bit. Okay, so let's go straight down the middle, and then we'll see what damage is done when we go straight down the middle, because it is a big field. You're going to get like tiny little fractions. Yeah, so I'm sort of still... Yeah, the more I look, the more I see flaws. I mean, serious flaws and things that are wrong, and like the contracts don't even work right. And some people, that's their game, and you're like, people have paid good money for this game, and all Giants keep doing is releasing packs to honour their contract. But you're like, you've not honoured your contract. The game isn't right, but because squeaky clean legally, I'm quite sure that that's. Legally all right, but is it morally right to be ripped off by a game company? Because it's not really right. Not really, but you couldn't do anything. You couldn't take them to court because it's sort of it works. It's in a semblance of a works. It does actually work. So can you truly, like, would you win? I doubt it. They've contractually done what they said they would do and released what they've said they would release, and they've given you that, and they've given you a game. I mean, it is a game, but it's a poor one. It's the worst they've ever done. For saying it was going to be the best, that was the dream, the best iteration of Farming Simulator ever. Oh, I think they've missed the mark so badly. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the weeds and see. Yeah, I mean, again, personal opinion, I know. Weed. You didn't do too terribly. Down the very far end of the opposite end of the field to where you are. You can see it, yeah, if you look closely, you or can see where we've missed. I think it's that to the left. Yeah, it is. So it's here. Up. You can see the lines where I did actually go. Yeah, there's a big swath of it here. Which, 2 lines of it, I would say, where I missed a patch. So not too terrible, all things considered. And then another one right next door. And then another one. Wow, you might just about do it. Yeah, I mean, even how tight the contracts I've got now. I mean, there's certain ones where you don't actually finish. Really, you don't finish. You know, like, I mean, it was on this very map that I got that fertilizer contract where I did everything. I even went over again. And, I mean, that was early days, admittedly. But, I mean, we're still getting that now. As in glitches of one manner or one sort of another that is really... so that was a sort of a pleasure. Wow, still bits and bobs that you didn't quite do right, but I'll take it because it's not. Yeah, fantastic. So 38,132. Oh, oh no, it's the flatbed. No, that you might be able to do. It would be a nice one to own. Oh, and you can have a trailer hitch. Yeah, I think a tractor's more like it, though. I really do. But we can buy and sell it. That is definitely true. Is there anything else we can... No, not really. Not that we'd need something to load something, which we've said is not allowed. So, but you could sort of hook that up to it. It's a shame. I'd love to have that, but yeah, we can't. So we could buy that too. I think that has a hitch for everything. So, oh, you didn't buy the trader hitch, did you? No, we deliberately took it off. We can order it, though. If we got the money just by the skin of our teeth, we've got that 500. So last thing of the day, we'll like literally do a bit of a little tiny bit of selling. If we can, yeah, fix my error of... Yeah, because it won't do anything without that hitch, which we just by the skin of our teeth got the money for. Ooh, see, and that's like the, yeah. Now that could be the FSR that's doing that. Yeah, but it does play with the, yeah, when you move, you can see the flickering on that. That's terrible. No, we want to customize, and we do want the trailer hitch, yes. Now, we're not really going to get that back. It was a bad mistake in a way, but it's... So I hope after this leap of faith that we really are going to be able to grab that. And I think H2 Studios... No, it's Rolly Christie. I think he's done a hitch that is all of them, like I would do. I'm sure he has. I'm sure this is... No, it's H2... is it H2 Studios, isn't it? Yeah, I'm saying Rolly Christie, but my heart of hearts, I thought it was an 82 Studios. No, it's Rolly Christie. It is, before we see it. I'm sure it is. VSR Modern, yeah. Royal Christie. Yeah, I thought so. It's one of my favourite things he's ever done. It's amazing. Oh dear. Well, that's a bit of a blowout. Not only did we... I don't think you can push it or anything. I think you're going to cry because that's it. Oh, okay. We might be able to. We might be able to herd it. Well, okay. That surprises me, but let's give it a shot. It didn't really. I've had a bit of practice on this. I did this on Frau Setten as well. Yeah, I had to do this. Not quite like that. I didn't know I'd be able to do that. I won't make a habit of it, I assure you. So yes. Wow, brilliant, Gordon Bennett. So we put that Tatra on for no reason because we didn't need it and we wasted $500. But it was worth it. We got a few thousand on top, so we got 42,783. Make a lot, admittedly. But that does mean it gives us the ability to grab that for 25. Which has that got? Oh, it's not got an attacher. It's a giant. Don't be silly. It won't. No. Right. So then, sell that, which is going to give us 25, 2,500. So 27, 28, something like that. We should get. So it's definitely worth doing. Didn't think we'd actually be onto this quite as quick, because obviously this is, in my personal opinion, something I've been working with quite a while to try to find the rules of how this actually works and the best way to leverage this thing within the game. So, which I have had quite a bit of practice at it now. So it is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to make money. So then, so you say 27, 28. Let's have a look. Oh, 29. A little bit more than you thought. So we're eking our way up. But I think that's about it. Because unless we were to... Yeah, now the one thing is we have got the ability now to actually buy things. But we know we've got to do this as new. Now then, that is true. The skid steer, I'm thinking the flat sheet moddings... It's still expensive, as in, like, from our perspective, not that it's expensive. I'm thinking, yeah, the one that comes to mind is the beautiful Red Rock. So I think we're going to, like, find used continuous search, which is spending some of our hard-earned cash. We are allowed to buy things like tools and things like seed boxes, but nothing else. No seeders, no equipment. Or do we go with this slightly easier rules that anything under 5,000? Maybe. I think it's easier. I think it's nice to have easy rules that everyone understands. So I'm going to leave it there. That's our first session. And we're up to or down to 44,486. But then for us, that's an up. So definitely a better place than we were in the beginning. We'll try our best not to do the contracts because they are very buggy still. Yeah, so we can't quite afford the 51,000. There's not much we can do. Really, we're sort of stuck in a way because we can't buy anything and nothing else has dropped. We could buy this if we did another contract. So I think what we're going to leave this with is we will buy... oh, now that is a point, actually. I never thought of that. Yeah, no, let's just try it. Yeah, I had a bit of a thought, and I know this works, but I did not put two and two together until a few seconds ago, so let's just try something. I'm going to need one with a tractor, though, so irrigation. If that's... Yeah. Oh, no, it's got a tractor. Now, yeah, I don't know where you get the water from. I did try to go into a river with one, and that is a proper weeder. And it's a big field, but it's a big it is. It's the 23-meter one, I think. So, do you know, we will borrow items and say yes. Oh, okay. Right then. Now then, that is true. Can you? I think you can. Can we, like, grab that and, yes, and use a bit of the two? I can't imagine it not allowing you to use this to grab. Now, we are going to legitimately, we can't cheat. Oh, yeah, we can use game mechanics to our advantage, but it has to be fair. So if we can, like, use this in between to buy and sell a few bits, we will be off contracts quite quickly. And it does. So, you see, it's all about exploiting the rules, but, like, not... I don't want to cheat, because I know you can really flout the rules. And then that's a mockery of giants as well. And as much as they're not my favourite people in a lot of ways... yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, no, it doesn't show it. I didn't think it would. Doesn't show that that's actually there, does it? So let's grab that as well. We don't any extras, just has to be the minimum. Fantastic, so that does work. So then we're going to leave it with that contract ready for next session, and we will have earned a few quid, even probably got to the lorry. That's not bad. Yeah, so we must remember this. Even if we have to do the odd contract to grab this, it's one way of not wasting until you've got your first tractor. Now, we need to order a tractor as well. Now then, that is true, but not at the minute. We need the money. It's all tactics. I say it is. It's quite a heavy tactical element to the game. This particular one where you've got to do this. So, running out of time as well. I'm going to have to scoot, but I've got 5 minutes or so. I think we can just about manage to sort of do this. I'm just intrigued. It really interests me, actually. I really do like this. So I think it's the... Yeah, we might even get to the Agricola. Yeah, it's the Unimog crane. You'll not do that. You need a straps. That you could do... Let's do that first, because that one's where the biggest chunk of our cash is, and it is still early in the day, so we literally have got sort of... Yeah, we know. Okay, let's just let us have a look at the map, will you? So then we know we've got weeding to do, and we are going to honour our contract. Thank the farmer for the fact that he's sort of enabled us to do a bit of buying and selling, which should eventually earn us enough money to buy a field and, like, get cracking. Yeah, and as I say, that's why I wanted to do this, where everything we've done is literally by our own hands, using the game mechanics, but so can't quite afford that. That we can't have. That we can't have either, unless it's got transport wheels. But if it has... No. Which one is that? Oh, that is the windrower. It is the actual proper windrower one, yeah. So if we were doing that, that wouldn't be a bad one. But we can't afford anything like that at the minute. Right, so that is where we're going to leave it. Yeah. All we've got, so we've pretty much done everything bar the little... that, which is the only thing we can afford now. And I'm happy to give that a miss, because it's not going to earn us 400 or something like that. So let's leave this ready to rock and roll for next session, where we're going to, like, use the versatile. Now, this is one of the few of the versatile range that I like. Yeah, because it's got a front 3-point link, and it's not very responsive still. I don't find its turning circle terribly good. It's all very lackluster, the versatile range. So I would imagine it's based upon real stats. So we're up to 60,000, and we've also got a contract as well. But I still think after that we will be short to buy the Agricola for 74,000. I think, yeah, we will definitely be 68,000-ish. So we're definitely short, and then we need to take... But we can take another contract out then at that point, and then we might be able to afford it just, which is quite nice. Anyway, all things and strategies for another session. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.